Hyatt's On the Menu with host Chris Aldieri. Get ready to indulge your senses. An all-new in-house cooking show where you, our guests, get to learn how to prepare our very own delectable recipes. The finest and freshest ingredients from the Hyatt kitchen to the Hyatt dining room. So once we've whet your appetite, complete the experience, because every dish on the show is on the menu.
Hi, welcome to Vine's Restaurant here at the Hyatt Regency Valencia. I'm here with two of our favorite guests, Shelly Hahn and Christine Crowder, and we're sitting here talking about how menu items actually make it to the menu. And the conversation just got twirled around, and we're talking about comfort food today. And I was telling that one of my favorite comfort foods is actually a recipe, an old family recipe from my grandmother. It's the meatballs she made when I was a kid. Shelly, what's your favorite comfort food?
For me, it's macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese, that's great. And throw a little lobster in there?
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Okay. Christine?
Lasagna, absolutely my favorite food.
And you were mentioning to me today that you actually throw a little lobster in your lasagna.
I have thrown lobster into my lasagna. It's amazing.
I've not heard of that before, and that sounds great. That might even actually make it onto the menu. Anyway, we're going to get up here and make the meatballs for you and show you how they're done. The thing about comfort food is, even though they're simple foods, if you use fine, great ingredients, you can do a wonderful job even with such a simple thing as a meatball. So let me get up and demonstrate that for you. Before we do that, I'd like to toast you with a Smirnoff Cosmopolitan. Thank you for being here with us today.
Cheers, thank you.
Okay, let's make some meatballs here. As I mentioned, we were talking about comfort food earlier, and comfort food is pretty simple food, but if you use good quality ingredients, you can really make an exceptional dish. Here at Vines, we use a combination of ground chuck, an 80-20 blend. That means 20% fat and 80% beef, and pork, ground pork as well. About 50-50. Sometimes you can do a 75-25 blend. Sometimes at home I even use a sausage meat in the meatballs. But here at Vines, for our meatballs, we use ground chuck, as I mentioned. This is a pound. I've got a pound of ground pork here as well. And then, as I mentioned, the ingredients that you want to use, make sure that they're good quality ingredients. For instance, your Parmesan cheese. Don't get the stuff out of the can. Make sure it's freshly grated. We grate ours in the back here in the kitchen. We can add that. We need a binder, so we're going to use 2 whole eggs, yolks and whites. And then I have a combination of sourdough bread and buttermilk, and I'm just showing you this because you want to get the bread. We use a good sourdough here. We're in California, so we're going to use a good sourdough. Make sure you cut the crusts off. You dice them up in about this size. Add your buttermilk, and make sure it is buttermilk. If you want, you can use a combination of milk and yogurt, but I like the buttermilk effect. And you don't want lumps in it. You want to get it nice and smooth like this, otherwise you're going to get lumps in your meatballs. So we're going to go ahead and add that. Chop parsley, and make sure you use the Italian flat leaf. You don't want to use the curly stuff. A little minced garlic, about a teaspoon. Okay. And then, of course, you want to add your salt and pepper. And we just got a little more cracked black pepper. There we go. And let's get our hands dirty. Now the key again here is to touch the meat as little as possible. Once you get the ingredients combined, you're done. You don't want to overdo it here. Okay, I think that's about good enough. And then you want to form the meatballs. We make them large here at the restaurant. You can make them any size you want. But the key again here is to touch the meat as little as possible. Once you've got the ball formed, you're done. We'll put them on this platter over here. We'll finish up. Okay, now it's time to go back and visit Chef Rolf in the kitchen. He's going to show us some of his cooking techniques on how to sear these off and finish them before they're ready for the marinara sauce. And as I also mentioned, good ingredients, you want to use a good quality marinara sauce. We make ours fresh here in the kitchen. And welcome back to Vine's Restaurant. Christine, Shelley, I hope you enjoyed watching me prepare the meatballs as much as I did enjoy making them for you. And Julie is serving them right now. And this is the favorite part when we get to taste them. They made it past the chef's test. They did make it on the menu, so come on down to Vines and enjoy either meatballs marinara or bar as a meatball slider. Either way, they're delicious. And today I've chosen a Stag's Leap Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley because I think it marries beautiful with the meatballs. So I know. Let's toast to my grandmother and her recipe. Thanks for being here with me today.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bon appetit.